Hello everyone and welcome back to Signs and Wonders Tarot. Today I'm carrying on with my look at countries and next 5 years, and the country that I'm reading on now is the UK. Quite a few of you asked me to look at what's in store for the UK. All kinds of trouble if you look at the news in the UK, from financial problems to the immigration saga to freedom of speech to two-tier policing and two-tier whatevering to Keir Starmer just being useless and embarrassing, to the king not seeming to care what happens to the general populace. It goes on and on and on. I'm going to do a general reading now today, like I did for Canada recently, where you've been when Labour took over, where you are now in the UK, people on the one side of the reading, government on the other side of the reading, what's going on between you in the middle. And then we're going to look out at the next 5 years. I know that you have to have an election in 1929. That was a Freudian slip. I keep seeing headlines about financial calamity coming. So that was rather a bad moment. 2029 is when you have to have your next election, but is the government going to make it to then? We're going to look and see. So I've got all the main players, I've got their cheat sheet, I've got their star signs in case any of them show up. Hopefully some of them will, and we'll see what's going on. I am going to do a financial reading, a broad financial reading at some stage soon. It's definitely on my to-do list soon. There are lots of rumblings about economic stuff, and I am also going to look at the new political party. Some of you have asked me to look at Ben Habib's party, Advance UK. We'll have a look at that, the breakaway party, the split from Nigel Farage and the Reform Party, so that's noted. We'll get to that. I'll try and pick up the pace of these readings now. Been a bit distracted with life, but try and cover some more ground in the next few weeks. So let's see what's going on. Government on the left of this reading, British people on the right, what's between them in the middle, past, present, future. Past is when the new government took over. Present is obviously now, and next 5 years, whatever we are going to be told. Opinion polls recently put Reform way ahead of everyone else. If there was an election now, it would kind of be a landslide for Reform. So it looks like things are going to change, whatever the established parties might think. People, I'm guessing, have absolutely had it with leadership in the UK right now, as they have in many parts of the world. So, see what's going on here. There we are, underlying energy. Interesting. 7 of Swords, and it's in reverse. This is the Thief and the Coward card. It's exposure of wrong dealings. It's interesting, it showed up, there's a whole scandal about Chinese spying at the moment that's all over the place in the press, but it's that kind of energy. There is literally the thief taking something that's not his. It's in reverse. Exposure, something being revealed, something unethical, scandals, cowardly behavior as well, sneaky behavior, treacherous behavior, even I'm going to say treasonous behavior, even in the energy that's sitting under all of this. And it's just a general sense that people have of things being taken away from them, like their rights, their freedoms, their identity. That's also coming through in that 7 of Swords. It normally wouldn't, but I'm, exploring strange new territory here as a tarot reader in these world type of things. And so it's behavior that is taking away things away from people, freedoms, rights, comfort, securities, sense of nationhood, identity, all of that stuff being exposed, and people being pretty annoyed about it, almost getting like inquiries and commissions, and I'm going to say something really radical now. It's more powerful than commissions of inquiry. It's the level of powerful of things like we had in South Africa the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. It's huge things like even the Nuremberg trials. I mean, that's a wild exaggeration of the energy, but it's that level of exposure and scrutiny that is there, that is wanted, and that might be coming through. Heart of this reading, let me move on from that card. I can spend all day with that. Balancing act, the juggling. It's interesting that I'm talking about parties that aren't represented in Parliament at the moment, as I understand things in the UK, with this advanced UK party. This for me is the you get a turn, then we get a turn kind of a thing that's been going on for a very long time between the two main parties in the UK, between Labour and the Conservatives. Same like as in America, and many countries have this, where the two dominant parties, they take turns almost, and it's almost like a stitch up. Like, okay, you've had this long now, it's we got to have a turn. Backroom deals and things like that, that's in this Seven of Swords, that's going to be exposed. It's like, we didn't vote for you. I had the same sense with the American thing, and someone actually asked in the comments if I would read on election tampering and the machines and the voting machines and rigging and things like that. It's just very similar energy to the one that I got, I'm not American, Canadian, sorry, of this is not who we voted for. This is not what we expected. This is not what we said we wanted. That kind of energy oddly coming through in this Two of Pentacles. For the people, it's a sense of we're not getting all the coins here. The coins are being juggled, but it's an us and them energy. Who's getting the money here? There's the sea in the background, and there's only two pentacles, and the pentacles aren't being stretched far enough, and some of the pentacles are going into, some of the resources are going to places that people don't think they should be going to. There's that as well. Very obvious what that's all about. So let's go back to the past when the great change happened. There is the government energy, this is the people, and what's between, this is the people. The optimism here on the side of the electorate, the populace, that things were going to get better with the Nine of Pentacles. That they kind of got unshackled from something that they'd felt was oppressive for some time. Government that was unethical, corrupt, all of that. Which government isn't? Please show me one. There's our Seven of Swords in reverse. So that's interesting. People thinking, okay, well, this is going to be a good change. We're going to be stronger in this energy, and we're going to feel better, and we're going to be better resourced, and all of that. It's quite naive energy, that Nine of Pentacles for me. We're looking back, of course. Between we have the Eight of Swords, and that's blindfolded, blind to what is going on, interesting, and kind of walking into a trap. And finding at some point that this is not what you ordered, and how do you get out of this now? That's already in the past. And needing a new way of thinking. The Eight of Swords is about vision, and needing a new vision, needing something to free everybody. There's liberation here. There's a sense of two things. There's a sense of walking into a trap, but there's also a sense of someone lead us out of this trap. So whichever way you want to look at it, it's still the sense of a population that is caught, stuck, needing someone to lead them out. And what do they get? They get a King of Cups, and it's in reverse. I'm trying to steer myself away from reading on the royals, because that's, my usual day-to-day fare, and that can be a royal, that can be the king. I don't want it to be in this reading. It's not any of the main players as such, except that somewhere along the line you landed with someone who's weak, and we know who that is, of course, Starmer. Someone who's weak, who's wishy-washy. You don't really know what he stands for, who he is, what's going on. And not popular. The King of Cups, if he was upright, would be popular. Would be someone that you say, oh, he's got a lot of support. Unpopular, weak. I'm almost getting embarrassing. So it's not really telling me anything I don't know, or you anything you don't know. So let's move to now. And now this is the government, Hierophant, interesting, and people. Okay, so government's trying over here with a Hierophant, Taurus energy. Nobody in here is Taurus, but again, as I'm trying to steer this away from the royals, there's royal energy in here, because the Hierophant is the monarch in the UK. But it's trying to command. The Hierophant is hierarchy and status and playing by the rules and asserting yourself in the sense of I'm top dog. And we've seen the embarrassing moment just recently with the situation in Israel and Palestine, and that was embarrassing. But this is trying to quell kind of rebellion. The Hierophant is law and order, the rules, playing by the rules. You might not agree with the rules, the laws that are being passed, but it's that kind of energy. People aren't falling for it, they're not buying it. We've got Magician, and Magician is in reverse. They're not falling for it. They believe they are being played. They're being taken for fools. Trickster energy, the Magician in reverse. What is really going on here? Who is really in charge here? That's the question that is being asked. We're not buying this. You're not being honest with us. The Magician in reverse is dishonest. Magicians essentially are dishonest in what they do. But when the Magician is in reverse, it's super dishonest. It's also Gemini energy, and the only Gemini that's on my cheat sheet is Ben Habib. Let me just check that. Yes, a Gemini over here. You have some others. You have Boris, for instance, and but this is not Boris. It's interesting that that's shown up there. And as I say, a couple of you have asked me to read on him. So that's very interesting. You kind of have a rival regime over there. And I'm the one in charge. I've got the power. I've got the authority. I've got, the status. And then like an outlaw energy that's coming through in this Magician card. So that's interesting. Let's move forward to wherever. Okay. Happy. So some kind of shock happens going forward. Some kind of shock. Again, because I'm from the royal world, it could literally be a shock in the royal realm that happens, because of course the crown tumbles there. I don't mean the royal family is going to fall down. The monarch might. That's not that essential in here. That kind of Aquarian energy, Uranian energy, not a person as such, it's an event. Something shocking that happens. Not too bad, because it's in reverse. So like disaster averted, maybe a financial crisis that's averted or that happens that isn't as bad as people are being led to believe. It's similar energy to Canada, and of course the two are very closely associated, and so it's not surprising that if I get this kind of energy the one country, I get a similar kind of energy in the other country. So it's showing up as that. And the people have this Nine of Wands of like, yo, we've been through it. We have suffered. But we are protected. We are still standing, and we're still isolated is a bad word, but we're still ourselves. We have our defenses up. We have protection around us. We have boundaries again. And so it tells me the borders are going to be tightened up, and people are going to feel more protected from outside influence in where we are going after this shock, whatever this shock is. More protected, more defended, more heard, but battered, been through it, absolutely been through it. From there, Nine of Pentacles, independent, confident, it's all going to be great, we just need new vision over there, to this, it's a real change. It almost feels like going through a war, and I'm not saying that you are going to go through a war, but it's that level of turmoil that takes you from there to there, takes you from that Eight of Swords through this, we're being played, we're being juggled, our pentacles are being given where they shouldn't be given, to we survived, but we survived by the grace of God. Tower in reverse. We barely made it, but we made it. This is the interesting card. The Ten of Cups. This is on government side. This is all new. All new. I don't know signage for the new parties, but whoever wins, whoever shows up in this energy, in this Ten of Cups energy, is a unifying force. Absolutely. It's rainbow. It doesn't mean woke. It means that the different energies that are in conflict at the moment are combined, or are brought together. The unifying energy. It's very optimistic. It's we're a family now. This Ten of Cups. We're standing together. We're representing family values now, and sort of almost like going back to traditional values because of the way this family is represented. Ignore the rainbow and the symbolism of what rainbows mean currently. This is not what that rainbow means. This is a much more innocent kind of a scenario of back to family values, back to traditional values, back to a country that has an identity, that is a unifying identity, and instead of a separate identity. I'm not getting a person that's showing up. You who know all might say, okay, that to us looks like that particular party. I don't know enough about the party's symbols to be able to say. But my sense of that Ten of Cups is that it's not one of your main parties here. Two of Pentacles. It looks to me like one of the new ones. It's more egalitarian. It doesn't have this pompous kind of energy that Hierophant has. We're the establishment. We've been here forever and we'll be here forever. It does not have that energy. I think I'm going to leave it open and see what you have to say about who that might be. We will read again. I am definitely going to read on Ben Habib. Down on my notes to read, and so I think we're going to go there. It's definitely calling. That energy is calling. So that's your reading, and some tough times to go through, but surviving, and some reason for optimism for you as well. It's getting a bit Pollyanna-ish here, but that's just the way the energy is coming through. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.